Hi everyone. This video, we're going to learn how to use PoE to create a centralized high power access control system. So why do we use PoE? Well, PoE can provide us a lot of convenience. It is very easy for us to connect IP devices and provide both power and data with one Ethernet cable. And then we don't need to worry about any power outlets near the IP device. It gives us maximum mobility. And also it's much more safer because all we deal with is a safe voltage when we access it because everything's been regulated already. And it cuts half of the work when we're setting up any kind of system. So that's why we use PoE. And what does centralize mean? Well, centralize means that the power and the data can be managed in one room. So think of we have a PoE switch like this. You can see that it provides power and data through these 4 ports, the PoE signals. The power supply comes from here, and the uplink ports will connect to our data source. So anytime we have to monitor if the power or the data is malfunctioning or something, we can just take a look at this device and it'll show us if there's power or data not exchanging properly. So other from PoE switch, a lot of people want to use PoE technology in their homes. And if we use it in our homes, we usually have a router. But a router is not a PoE device. It can help us exchange data, but it cannot provide power. In this case, we will use this 95 watts high power PoE injector. This will help us create PoE signals. The data will go through the Ethernet port right here when it connects to the router, and then it will be injected with power, and then at this port it will output PoE signals. So with these we can create a high power PoE system. So about the access control system, how do we use PoE to power that up? First of all, let's take a look at the access control system. An access control system is a system that provides us quick and convenient access for authorized persons. So if you have the credentials to enter this room or this building, access control will quickly release the door for you and you can just enter it. And when you want to access the premise, you can just easily click on the buttons and the buttons will open the door locks for you as well. And also it will restrict the access for unauthorized personnel as well. As you can see right here, this is a motherboard for access controls. And this door access control, you can see there are a lot of power connectors here, power supply connectors. These will provide the power for all the components here. And right here is a LAN port. This will help exchange the data back and forth. So you can see this has the power and data separated. So one Ethernet cable connecting here will not help us power this motherboard or any other components. So in this case, this is a passive PoE device. We would need the help of a PoE splitter to help us power this motherboard and the whole door access system. So the access control system is a passive PoE. We would need a PoE splitter in front of it before it can receive the power and data. So how does it work? So the PoE injector or our PoE switch will inject PoE signals to our PoE splitter. At the PoE splitter, it will receive it at the PoE port right here. The PoE port here will receive the PoE signals, and inside it will separate the PoE signals to a stream of power and a stream of data. The power will go right here, comes to this extender. It will extend this power to 3 different streams, which will power all the components for the motherboard and the door lock and the switch right here. And then the data will come from one of the LAN port, and goes to our motherboard. In this case, we will have power and data for our motherboard. It's really easy. You can just think as a reverse process from an injector. So the motherboard will use the power, and it has the switch for opening the door. It can also connect to like facial recognitions equipments and fingerprint scanners. All those kind of things will require high power as well. So we can use this get a lot of use from this 95 watts PoE injector. And also it will need power supply to power up the whole motherboard as well. And also this is another benefit from our 95 watts PoE injector. It provides so much power, every part of the motherboard can be powered up. All right, now let's walk you guys through the procedure for setting up this whole system, and you can see it step by step. So first of all, we're not going to use the PoE switch. We're going to use a router since we're having an injector here. So our router will have the data right here, and we will connect our router to our injector. So then we have our PoE signal ready with power and data getting ready to transmit out of this port. And then we will use an Ethernet cable to transmit PoE signal to our splitter. So right now you can see that the indicators are on. This means the splitter has received the power, and all these power connectors are ready to power up our motherboard. Let's plug them in. Once the connectors are in, everything will be in place. And then let's finally connect our data to our motherboard as well. Okay, now the link, there's going to be data exchange. You can see right here, the indicator is on. This means data is going through it successfully. And now let's take a look at how it works. So we just put our hand over the sensor and the door will unlock. The green indicator means the door will unlock the door for us, and we just push it and let it leave the area. And this is for when the doors are inside, so it's most commonly used. What happens when we have a door that is outdoors? Outdoors, it will be possible we will encounter rain sometimes, so water is very harmful for our electronic components. So in this case, we have this outdoor PoE splitter. It has the same functions of a PoE splitter, but it also has rated IP67 waterproof. So it's really good, ideal device to set outdoors. So now let's check. We have our centralized PoE system, so the data and the power are in the same area, easier for us to manage and monitor. And then we have high power, yes, 95 watts PoE injector, and our door access control is working perfectly, so our access control system is online as well. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them at the section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.